Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing right now? Again, we are kicking off a brand new day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday. What is today? Thursday, November 21st. We are all set, ready to rock and roll. I'm so excited to see what's going to be coming on up. We're going to have a lot of big time potential. We're gonna have a lot of big time volume, and right now I've just kind of been waiting to see that next big spike. That's what I've been really looking for. Where's that next big spike? Where's that next big rip? Where's that next big run? Right, and that's the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger yet is because we've been seeing so many good press releases. I don't want to buy in on something that just has a decent press release, and the only reason people are buying it is just because we're in a hot market, right? I know, again, we are seeing a lot of big time breakouts, but all these big time breakouts all have good reasoning behind them. Again, KRTX had positive phase two data, right? MYOV, this stock, again, that ran $17, had positive phase three data. ARAV, this stock had positive results on its cancer trials, right? So, I mean, all our big supernovas, everything we saw, they all had, really solid press releases behind it. The only one that kind of slid by was CGIX, which had a nice spike yesterday, and CGIX had an earnings report towards it, which was, again, on the positive side. But, again, that's probably not the biggest press release in the world, but the big supernovas, they all had, great, right? Those all had great press releases. Those all had great big volume. Yeah, if you guys saying why hasn't where's the music been? If you guys are saying that, where's the music been? It's just, again, I've been focusing so hardly at 9 o'clock, right at the new streamer. I just, again, don't want to be fumbling around trying to play music and everything. When, again, the new streamer is, so hot at 9 o'clock. So that's why I haven't had any music playing lately, just because I want to make sure that, I'm not missing any sort of play, and diving right in on the day. We're ready to go. So let's see what's going on today, right? So let's see what's going on today. Let's see what's going to be coming on up, what has the best potential, and of course, we will go from there. So, what do we have? Good morning. Happy Thursday. The past 3 days have been as good as it can get, with $100 spikes and supernovas as an everyday occurrence. So far this morning, we have not seen a super hot PR, but regardless, traders will be hungry for a spike, as we have seen one every day, and there's a lot more buyers and shorters in this market. Stay alert and look for the low float stocks with volume. These will be your winners, right? So, right now, what I'm really looking for is I want to see what stocks are going to get the volume. Do I think, again, we're going to get a breakout today? Yes, I do. I think we're going to get a breakout. I think we're going to get a move. I think we're going to get a nice rip. And I think there's going to be a lot of potential behind these plays, right? But at the same time, we need to make sure we play the stock with the momentum, right? We can't play a stock that just, we hope has the momentum. We probably have to, wait to see, which one's starting to curl up, which one's starting to get a little volume, and then we can hop in and, hopefully be one of the first ones in there before it does start spiking. But it doesn't seem like anything's really jumping out of the seat right now saying, okay, this is the best play out there, right? So, side notes before, again, we carry on with everything that's going on. Next Monday, which is what, 4 days away, next Monday starts our options bootcamp lesson. Yes, guys, we will be doing a week-long course teaching you about options and contracts, how to play them, how to place them, and again, different strategies to do on them. So, what we have right here, guys, is Monday. Next week is a shortened week. We have Monday, we have Tuesday, we have Wednesday. The stock market is closed on Thursday, and then it is a half day on Friday. So again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be most likely our option bootcamp lesson. Okay. So we'll keep those on watch, and that'll be something fun that we can look forward to next week. Starting to dive into a little introduction on options. Also, just came up with this randomly yesterday over lunch hours. We've been killing it in chat. It's been so awesome. It's been so fun. I wanted to give another person another chance to go to Vegas. So again, all you guys got to do, very simple, very easy. Go ahead, retweet this tweet, and then you're automatically entered. On Friday, sometime tomorrow, I'm just gonna go through my retweets. I'm gonna pick someone I don't know and send them out to Vegas. So again, simple as that, guys. You must retweet that, status, about a boom, and again, you're all set, ready to go. Okay? So again, we've just been crushing it. We've been having so much fun. We've been making so much money lately. And if I'm making all this good money, I'm saying, hey, you know what? Let's share it with everyone, especially keep everyone inspired. What's the best thing to do? Hey, let's give someone we're gonna just send someone out to Vegas. If you're saying again, how am I going to pick the winner? I'm literally just going to go through my retweets and just pick someone random. So I'll just go over right to my retweets right here. Check them out over on these retweets. Everyone who retweeted this play, just go through this list, and I'm just going to pick someone. And I'll just announce that on Friday on Twitter who I pick. All right, so let's move our way on down right here. So, what do we have on our market briefing? U.S. stock futures pointed to a mixed open on Thursday as Wall Street remains on edge over global economic tensions. Market focus is largely attuned to global trade developments after U.S. legislation on Hong Kong threatens to complicate trade discussions between the world's two largest economies. Charles Schwab is in talks to buy TD Ameritrade, and a deal could be announced as early as today. Shares of TD Ameritrade soared as much as 22% in pre-market, trading on the report. A deal between Schwab and TD Ameritrade would consolidate an industry that has been going through massive disruption. In recent months, all of the major brokerages had to announce plans to go to zero commissions. So, kind of two different things that are going on right here. First off, again, let's go back up here. U.S. stock futures pointed at a mixed open as Wall Street remains on edge over global economic tensions. Market is largely focused attuned to global trade developments and legislation in Hong Kong. So, recently, again, the SPY, we actually just started seeing our first little red day. It has been what? Nonstop green lately. So we did have a little bit of a pullback for the first time yesterday, testing that 13 EMA. As a lot of people always see when, the market falls, people run over to TVIX. TVIX actually had a decent spike, about a 60-cent move right there. So again, as you guys know, if the SPY ever starts cracking the 13 EMA, you can run over to TVIX, or again, you can look for put calls, or excuse me, put options over on the SPY, right? Basically banking as this ETF falls, as the SPY falls. So as the SPY falls, you can make money, or again, you can go over to TVIX and you could buy that, as that would make you money as well. But right now, it really just comes down to China trade talks, what's going to be happening up next, and of course, we'll keep you up to date with anything that does come out with China trade talks in the near future. Little side note again, just something that's pretty interesting is that Charles Schwab is looking to buy TD Ameritrade. These are two different brokers, and again, as you guys can see right here, over the past 2 months, there's been a massive disruption. What's been the disruption? Well, basically, it all started with Robinhood. Robinhood was saying, oh, okay, we're going to give everyone free trades. That took away massive business from everyone else, so everyone else started doing free trades. And since everyone else started doing free trades, now again, all the brokers have kind of been a little bit crazy lately, right? Everyone's been a little bit wild. Now again, TD Ameritrade is kind of getting bought out by Charles Schwab, right? So, definitely make sure that you guys are, understanding that. Also, little side note, Scott, if you have any issues, again, make sure you hit up that one-on-one support chat, or again, just try refreshing your screen. That usually does the trick as well. So yeah, so again, Robinhood does kind of lead the way, basically saying, hey, you know what? We gave free trades out, and then everyone else basically followed them. So, Robinhood, that was their main thing. Their main thing was, hey, we're going to give free trades out to people. And then from there, a couple months went by. Everyone noticed E-Trade losing business, TD Ameritrade losing business, everyone losing business, right? So then everyone did what? Everyone went to free trades, and that's why again the brokers kind of been in a disruption the past few months, right? So, what do we have going on today? Now, if you guys, again, a little sign out, if you guys have TD Ameritrade, it's not like anything would all of a sudden drop. It's not like all of a sudden things wouldn't work. It would just be, again, Charles Schwab would just own TD Ameritrade. So simple as that. Now let's get into the magic question of the day, right? What's the magic question of the day? The magic question of the day is, what is going to be the best spiker today? What is going to make us the most money? What is going to lead towards those big time rips, right? Now, as I already talked about this a little bit, a little bit before, but what I was saying is the past few, spikes that we have seen have all had some very solid press releases. Again, if you guys are just joining us, KRTX, the stock that ran $100. This one had positive phase 2 data. MYOV, the stock that ran $17. That one had positive phase 3 trials, right? ARAV, this stock ran $25 in pre-market yesterday. This stock, had positive cancer results. We also had on NXTC. NXTC, this stock ran over $100. And yet NXTC had positive results as well, right? So we've been seeing a lot of good, strong press releases, which is why I like again, going after these plays. And that's why I like that they turn into massive supernovas because they're credible. They have very good press releases behind them. The thing I'm a little bit more nervous about today is that we have low float stocks, but we don't have any sort of positive results, right? It's not like we have positive phase twos. We don't have positive phase threes. We don't have anything along those lines. We have a low float stocks that are gapping up because traders are looking for the next big spike and nice rip. But again, all these gap ups are from decent press releases. The reason they're up is because we've seen so many breakouts. Traders are just buying anything that's a low float because they think it's going to turn into the next big spike, right? So, that's why a lot of times, we're seeing, and we're going to go through them all, HEPA, ONTX, BPTH, BIOC. Let's go over them. So, again, you guys know what I'm talking about. The number one play right now is HEPA. HEPA is where the majority of traders are at. HEPA is where the mob's at. HEPA is most likely, as of now, going to be the hottest stock at the start of the day. Okay? Now, why is it? Well, it is a low float stock. It's 3 million in float. It's currently up 73%. HEPA last night came out with a press release. This was actually a last night play where you could see it came out at 415 last night. The stock went on a nice big rip and run. That says it prevents in its experimental model severe liver disease. So again, we're preventing liver disease, which sounds great, right? But again, this is an experimental model. This is not, again, final results. This isn't phase two. This isn't phase three. We haven't reached endpoints. This is just a little bit of a model, right? So, if we have a little bit of experimental model, it's not, again, getting, it's not going to get, I feel like, as much hype or attention or as much credibility, right? A lot of times if, you think about it, like a scientist, you do small scale things first before you go to the big scale, right? That'd be like if you're trying to build a rocket, and what do? You go out and you buy one of those like toy rockets with those little tiny engines that, I had to build one in like 8th grade, right? And it's like, oh, imagine I came out with a press release. It's like, oh, our experimental model, shot up, exactly what we wanted. It's like, that's great, but that thing cost me $20, right? Now again, going to the big one, that's going to cost me multi-millions, and there's a lot more, to achieve. So, is HEPA a good press release? Yes, but it's only an experimental model, right? Which again isn't as credible. And you guys can see what I mean, what I've been talking about. Is it good? Yes. Does it have a low float? Yes. Are we in a hot market where people are again looking to buy? Yes. But it's not positive phase two, positive phase three, or positive cancer results. So I don't know how high this is going to be able to go up to. Now, what would be just a good solid target on HEPA if volume does move into it? If volume does move into it, what's the next target? $5. $5 would be that main target that traders would like to push up today. As you guys know, $1, $5, $10. These are, nice, easy standpoints that everyone kind of says, hey, you know what? If we're up near around the $4 mark, let's try to push near around $5. And traders usually lock in around that $5 area, right? So traders would lock in around that $5 mark. We do have $4 support right now. That's trying to hold on up. You guys can see the channel that was trying to hold. Ultimate sell target $5, $4 support, crack of $4. It could fall back down towards around 350. All right. So again, let's keep moving on. Moving on right here. ONTX. ONTX. This one looks a little bit, without looking at any sort of news or anything yet. Do we have anything on ONTX? This one looks a little bit of pumpy dumpy, right? ONTX went from 29 cents to 76 cents, fell back down to 46 cents. So ONTX shot on up and then dumped on off. Now just again sitting right around 46 cents. Does this have any sort of news towards it? So we look ONTX. We can see November 8th was last press release. Okay, so today's November 21st, not November 8th. So does it have any filings towards it? Well, we do have a filing towards it. Talking about an S1 right here. And if we look over towards it, what does that mean? It says ONTX up to 30,000 or 30 million units. Each unit contains one share of common stock and one warrant of common stock. Up to 30 million units. Common shares. Let's look right here. We are offering up to 30 million units to purchase one share of common stock. Each warrant contained in a unit has a price number of nothing per share of common stock, representing 100% a public offering price of a unit. So again, this is more again like talking about like a public offering. That's not really bringing in that much hype and that much potential. Also, again, a little bit weird is that we're seeing every single time it says the unit has an exercise price of nothing per share of common stock. So, I mean, like right now, ONTX, it does have that weird S1 press release right there, kind of talking more of an offering and warrants, right? But, when we look at ONTX, it basically just shot on up and then came right back on down. Do I like ONTX? I'm not the biggest fan of it because, one, again, that press release is a little bit weird. It's also talking about like an offering, which is things we don't really even want to talk about, and warrants. So, I'm not really a huge fan of this. And then also on top of that, it is a little bit more on the pumpy dump side. Now, if ONTX starts getting back above 55, 60 cents, yeah, I mean, things could definitely get hot. But again, ONTX, let's keep it on watch to see if it even gets that volume. If it does get that volume, and then again, we can maybe just run with momentum. But I'm not really the biggest fan of that press release right there. Okay, so HEPA definitely has a better press release than ONTX. HEPA also a lower float. I would still, again, keep my eyes peeled over there. Does SSI have anything? Well, this is a 26 million in float. Honestly, guys, we've been seeing such a hot market. We've been seeing so many big time breakouts. We've been seeing so many big time runs and rips. I'm just not again, sure. What? Why SSI? Why would everyone want to run in on this play? Well, let's check it out to see if there's some sort of crazy news on this that may be getting a lot of hype. This says that it increased its sales by 17% in the third quarter. So increased its sales by 17% in the third quarter. SSI right here. Again, we'll keep this one on watch, but that's just an earnings report. 26 million in float, not anything too big. BPTH also looking a little bit like a ONTX type of play, where this stock went from $10, shot all the way up towards $15, and then now again back down towards around 11.55. Why do people get so excited about BPTH? BPTH is a previous supernova from March. It went from 275 all the way up to $74. So this stock was a huge ripper. So again, when it came out with news today in the hot market, people got really excited. It's a low float stock. It's a stock that has a previous supernova, and it's a stock that had news this morning that talked about having clearance of a new drug application. What does clearance mean? It means you're allowed, right? When you have clearance for something, you're allowed to go do it. You have access to it. So what are they having access to? A new drug application. All right, so again, that doesn't mean that they're again having a new drug with good results. It's again they have an application, an application to get a new drug. So they have clearance to start a new drug. They have clearance to work with a new drug. That doesn't mean it has positive results. That doesn't mean it's saving lives. That's just saying it has clearance, right? You basically have a key that allows you to walk into that room, right? So BBTH, is that the biggest press release in the world? No. So again, there are a lot of stocks that are up this morning that are low floats, but they're not again stocks that are really getting us going because the press releases aren't as big. FUV, this was a straight pump and dump of yesterday. Yesterday morning, FUV went from 234 all the way up towards around that 410 mark, dropped all the way back down towards around $2. FUV, let's check to see if this had a press release this morning. Yesterday, there wasn't any press release. November 14th was the last press release. Was there any sort of filing? No filing I see right there on FUV, so I don't need that play, right? So FUV basically shot on up, came on down, getting a little bit of a gap up right now, but again, nothing I'm really seeing at that time. I see you guys looking at F-Cell getting a little bit of volume. So F-Cell getting a little bit of hype. F-Cell, any news? Nothing today? Any filing today? No filing today. So no news and no filing that I'm seeing on F-Cell. All right. So nothing I'm seeing on F-Cell at this time, but it is starting to grind its way on up. Any break of 95 cents to $1 will bring in some hype, will bring in some momentum from there. I also see, again, a lot of you guys are checking out BIOC. BIOC, it needs more volume towards it, but possibly break of 60 cents could be that break of resistance to bring in that momentum. BIOC came out with a press release talking about the launch of its liquid biopsy test to detect DRK biomarkers in the blood of patients diagnosed with cancer. And you say, oh, wow, cancer, great press release. And again, this announces the launch to test to detect, blood with cancer. So they're basically announcing, hey, we're going to start again doing our test trials, with people with cancer to see if we can detect it in their blood. But again, do we have any results? No, this is a launch, right? That's talking about, hey, you know what? This is a launch to be able to do that, right? So, that's not bringing in as much hype, or that's not bringing in as much activity as well, because again, it's not the same exact thing as we've been seeing the past few days. So you're saying, Deck again, pre-market's been so hot, pre-market's been, so great. Why are we not seeing that today? Well, again, KRTX, positive phase 3 data. Positive phase 2. MYOV, positive phase 3 data. ARAV, this stock right here, this stock, positive cancer results. We even had NXTC, the $100 ripper as well last week, positive results as well, right? So there's nothing that's kind of jumping out on me right now saying that this is hands down going to be the best play, right? So I just want to see right here, ENLV is a low float stock that got rid of, ENLV was gapping up a little bit as well. LV. This stock is a low float play, under 1 million in float, that came out with a press release last night that said they're going to come out with a public offering. And then this morning they said, no, we're not going to do a public offering. So that's a little bit of a weird one as well. Where again, last night they said, announces a public offering, or the proposed offering. And then they said, all right, nope, we're just, our proposed offering, we're going to decline it. So we're not going to do that. So this one's basically just moving up a little bit just because they had an offering, and then they, said we're not going to do it. So maybe some buyers, move back in on that play. Let's see, WWR. WWR, this one talked about accelerated a product development. Again, nothing really too crazy. As I talked about, looking over Empower, there you go, buddy. It's Thursday. Let's make some money. Empower loves posting those. Love it. So, let's what also we need to look at, guys, are all those previous top gainers, right? If we don't see any sort of hype today, right, or any sort of momentum, everyone's going to go back to the previous top gainers. Okay? Starting off at the day, again, we're kind of running a little bit close. Everyone's going to focus on HEPA at the start of the day. Okay? So, that's just a little easy heads up for you. Everyone is going to focus on HEPA at the start of the day. Everyone is going to be looking at the stock. And from there, that's where we could possibly see a run up to $5. But if HEPA falls off, it's anyone's game. If HEPA falls off, it's anyone's game. Anything could go on a nice spike, and anything could go on a nice rip. All right. So HEPA, one we're going to want to watch. It's a low float stock with news up 76%. The top gainers usually have been going on quick morning spikes and then have been dumping on off. So, that's what we've been seeing a lot lately. If that's FUV, like quick morning spikes, dump on off. I think like SAEX had a quick morning spike, and that one actually just dumped on off. So, watch HEPA at the bell. If this one holds, it's going to get some momentum. If it starts falling, something else may take its place. All right. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger yet this morning, just because I haven't seen, again, those super duper amazing positive data yet. And maybe it could come out, maybe later on, or maybe we could just get a low float stock, possibly getting a little bit more attention towards it. Is there anything that we're missing on the low float side? Well, again, let's look at the lowest float press release we have today. Lowest float press release, CNTG. Temporary leave. No, again, that's not anything too crazy. What do we have right here? IGLD. IGLD is the one that actually is the lowest float that we can see, that talks about appeal of NASDAQ notice of delisting. So again, IGLD is the lowest one we can actually see, followed by DXR. Does DXR have any sort of, hyper volume towards it? Nothing I'm really seeing on DXR. All right, so let's see what we got here. Again, the main target on HEPA is going to be $5 if you guys are interested on it. But from there, again, watch the high of the day momentum scanner to see what comes on up next. Market opens up in about 20 seconds, and we'll be all set, ready to go today. Let's do this one, guys. All right. So right now, HEPA trying to get, a little bit of volume. It's trying to hold up, but it having a slight little pullback. I'm also, again, just keeping my eyes on the high of the day momentum scanner and the breakout scanner. Yep. Make sure, again, if you guys are on E-Trade, you guys are switching out the TIF from EXT today. Or again, that's on TD Ameritrade, not E-Trade. I apologize. So again, make sure, again, you guys are doing that. Right now, I'm watching these two scanners, breakout scanner and high of the day momentum scanner. The high of the day momentum scanner picks up anything that's hitting a new high of the day. The breakout scanner is going to pick up things that are moving a little bit more consistently, all right? So ONTX starting to get a little bit of hype towards it. Right now, HEPA, guys, is starting to drop off. HEPA getting a nice little pullback at this time. So HEPA, sit on your hands right now. We are absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Sit on your hands at the moment. You guys are good to go. Can CGIX get a little bit of volume? CGIX gave a lot back towards it. We'll see if this can maybe start working its way back on up. ARAV. How's that one? That one gave so much back yesterday as well, but this one does have positive results towards it. Where we have support on ARAV down towards around this like $9 mark. ARAV does have good results towards it. So maybe a small entry on ARAV, maybe back down to $9 if again anything, anything could, come from it. Reports positive supporting so overall yeah. So maybe again ARAV if nothing else goes on, we could look for a possible option over there. So again, maybe just keeping that one on watch. I'll just type that out. So again, if nothing goes on with today's plays, look back at ARAV as I do like that strong news from yesterday. Even though it was a big red day yesterday, sometimes again we do have strong news that says, hey, you know what? We had an awesome rip and run. People drop this play on off, but it starts getting a little bit of hype again if people say, hey, you know what? That's a really good press release and it's pretty cheap right now. So I do want to keep that on watch. Again, breakout scanner, the only thing that caught so far is ONTX. FUV, that was the pump and dump of yesterday. FUV was a pump and dump of yesterday. Right now, we're absolutely fine. Right now, we're absolutely fine. We don't need to put ourselves in a position just to lose. I'm not in anything at this time. Again, when I do hop in on anything, I always show it to you and show you guys the time I hop in. Again, just so you guys know I'm not a liar. Not a stinking liar. So again, I will always show my P&L. Always. Right here, what do we got? AGTC. Yeah, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled on see if AREV can creep its way on up. WAFU. HEPA. HEPA, strong drop right there. ARAV starting to get a little bit of momentum. And the thing is, if you're like, Deck, are you leaning towards this play? I am leaning towards this play a little bit just because I know, again, sometimes we see big time drops and then people are like, hey, you know what? This had a really good press release yesterday. Maybe I could, go after this play and get, a nice low entry. So again, I am just, keeping this one on watch to see if it does get any sort of momentum towards it and starts, picking on up in a quicker manner. HEPA, yeah, giving a lot back right here. HEPA is kind of looking like what? It seems like the number one top gainer of the past few days. Number one of the top. Look at the daily chart right here. HEPA gap up and fallen. What did ARAV do yesterday? Gap up, fall. What did SAEX do the other day? Gap up, fall. So a lot of these number one top gainers either have a quick little morning spike and then fall, or kind of just fall right away. WAFU starting to get a little bit of tension, starting to get a little bit of volume. Is there a reason behind WAFU? Do we have any reason behind this play? 3 hours ago, enters into a partnership agreement. So we do have WAFU, small play. Let's double check the float right here. Float right now is 1 million. So WAFU, putting that on the top level too, as that's trying to creep its way on up. That just got halted. Okay, so that didn't really have that big of volume, but that just got halted. So WAFU halted. Not crazy volume, but a nice move so far, right? Not crazy volume, but a nice dollar move, $1.15 move. So we'll see if this all of a sudden, this most likely, guys, is going to at least start with some sort of mob. I could imagine the mob moving in on this one and trying to push this thing on up. So this is trying to get some activity towards it at this time. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this goes on a quick little rip, maybe up towards around like $4 or so. Right? So WAFU may open up and start getting a little bit of a climb. Now this one's going to be a little bit scary because there is going to be probably a little bit of a bigger spread on this thing. So right now, guys, again, it is WAFU right here. This stock got halted at 9:34. We have 5-minute halts, so this is going to get unhalted right here at 9:39 and 27 seconds. This did have a press release towards it, and again, decent press release towards it. It didn't have any sort of hype during the day, so we didn't really see too much hype, or excuse me, during pre-market. But we do have a press release talking about a partnership agreement. Partnership agreement is solid. It is a 1 million float stock that hasn't really ripped or run too much yet. WAFU, its average volume that it gets is only 8,000 shares. Currently, as 52,000 shares, right? So people are again moving in on this play. The average volume is 8,000. The current volume is 52,000. If you're saying, Deck, what are you going to do on this play? I probably, I want to get in on it. I do. But I probably am going to look for maybe a small limit order a little down low to see if maybe I can get, maybe on a pullback or something along those lines. I think that would be nice if I could get a pullback really quickly and rather than buying at, that 272 mark. But we do have to see where it's going to open up at as well. I mean, WAFU, this is one that could easily just go on a quick spike, easily go on a quick run and start getting some nice potential towards it. This one's going to be choppy. All right. I'm already telling you guys right now, this is going to be choppy. I bet you a lot of people are going to start hopping in on this play right when it opens on up. It's a little bit of a 50-50 if it's going to be able to hold $3 and keep on spiking, or if we're going to have a pullback first before it starts moving its way on up. But this is the first play that is getting on traders' maps because HEPA, the #1 top gainer, just fell off. Right now, it looks a little light. Right now, things are looking a little bit slower than the past 3 to 4 days, right? So again, WAFU, this is a low float stock that everyone is leaning towards right here. What you can do is again have a limit order a little bit below 370 or 270, excuse me, maybe down to 250 or 240, or you can look to buy right when this opens. This again is going to open most likely right at that $3 mark. If the world hops in on this play, it is going to be running pretty quickly. So that your pros, again, your pros about limit ordering a little bit lower are going to be what? Is that if the stock does fall, you'll get filled at a nice low area before the stock, moves on up. Or if the stock dumps on off, again, you're going to be filled and you can get out at a low area rather than being at the top. The con is if everyone in the world hops in on this play when this thing gets unhalted, you're not going to get filled. The con about again hopping in right as the stock jumps on comes out of the halt is going to be what? Is that if it doesn't get that volume or that hype, what's going to happen? It is going to most likely come back down. So it is a little bit of a tricky play right here. WAFU is going to get unhalted in about 27 seconds. About 27 seconds, everyone's going to, be aware of WAFU. ONTX also getting a little bit of volume. ONTX also getting a little bit of volume. And let's not forget about ARAV right here, guys. ARAV starting to creep its way on up. And that's trying to break above that $10 mark. WAFU, though, is going to be the main play. I'm going to watch it a little bit at the start, but hey, if you guys are interested on jumping in on this one, again, this could be the possible big play of the day. So let's see if it, does get that hype. It looks like it's going to gap up towards around 310. Right now, it should be unhalted unless we're going into a 10-minute halt. So we may be in a 10-minute halt on WAFU. Could get unhalted at any moment, so let's make sure we're keeping this one on watch. ONTX, guys, still getting a little bit of volume. And let's not forget about ARAV. ARAV, which is, again, the slow and steady creeper, I think, today. KEM, a little bit bigger in price, but yep, definitely has a little bit of that potential. Again, ARAV, that's kind of, as I said, my watch for a little slow and steady climb. That's looking for a possible $10 break, and I do like that one today. Yeah, I know. Let's since we got a 10-minute halt right here, let's take a chat vote because we didn't take a chat vote this morning. What do you guys think? Right, let's take a chat vote right here on WAFU. WAFU, is this going to spike out of the halt, or is it going to dump? Right, going to have that pullback first. I'm going to say pullback. All right. So why would it spike? Well, again, we've been in one of the hottest weeks of the whole entire year. Everything has been ripping and running. We've been seeing so much attention and so much volume. So again, is WAFU going to spike? There is potential. It does have a low float of 1 million. It does have a press release behind it. It's been one of the hottest markets we have seen. And again, there are a lot more longs than shorters at this time. Why would it dump though? Why would this play on dump? Well, again, this stock got halted with not really too much volume. Is that 50-day moving average going to hold on up and kind of just bring the stock back on down? Are people going to be scared? It's a 10-minute halt right now. Are people actually going to run into WAFU after not seeing, a pretty active pre-market, and people are a little bit more nervous today? So WAFU, is this stock going to spike out of the halt, or is it going to pull back? Everyone, go vote. Let's see what you guys are thinking. As I know, again, a lot of you guys are waiting for this stock to come out, right? So again, let's get into this day. Let's get the energy up. Let's get, rocking and rolling today. I want to see again what's going to be coming on out. So everyone go vote. Let's see where everyone's looking at. Again, make sure you guys are keeping chat clean. Again, we want to make sure we have a credible ticker with, again, a credible alert behind it. So again, we want to have a ticker with a credible alert behind it. If it's not in that format, again, it will be deleted. So right now, again, if you're saying, Deck, when is this going to open on up? If this is a 10-minute halt, it's going to get unhalted at 9:34, or excuse me, 9:44 and 27 seconds. Okay, so this is going to get unhalted at 9:44 and 27 seconds. KEM, this one's been moving on up pretty well as well. Also, guys, KEM, I'll put that on the bottom level too, as I know some of you guys are liking that one. KEM, a little bit more of a mid cap play, little mid cap play. Not anything too crazy. It's only moved up $1, right? It looks like it's moved up like $5 to $10. It's only moved up $1 so far, but KEM may start getting a little bit of activity, maybe getting a little bit of volume. All right, let's see what you guys are thinking. Cast your vote if you guys have not yet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Share the results. Stop the poll. What do we have? 67%. 67% of you are saying that this stock is going to spike. All right, so 67% says that WAFU is going to be spiking out of the bell. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's see what we can do here, team, because this is going to be a little bit wild, most likely. 270 is support of the halt. Stock should be getting unhalted in about 35 seconds now. So let's see where this momentum is going to be going. We got 17 seconds. 17 seconds on this play. If anything, I mean, as I said, I don't think I'm going to be market ordering in on this play. If anything, I'll be looking for a low limit order. But again, this play's a little bit nerve wracking because we don't know how much volume is going to be coming in on this one. Here we go. WAFU should be getting unhalted right now. All eyes, all eyes, all eyes right here. WAFU still halted. If we go much more past the 10-minute hold, I don't know if I would want to even play it. $9.34 right here. We are over a 10-minute hold at this time. So WAFU is over 10 minutes on the hold. That starts getting traders a little bit more nervous. That starts getting traders a little bit more nervous once you start going over 10 minutes. They're saying, why is this halted so long? Why is this stock not, unhalted yet? Right? Traders kind of get a little bit more nervous when we see stocks halted this long. So again, maybe that's not going to be the best play because WAFU is still halted at this time. We do need to be smart behind this and not put ourselves in a position just to lose. HEPA trying to get a little volume. I'll put that back on the bottom level 2 right here. Stock went from 390 up towards around 420. So yeah, so again, be I don't know, WAFU guys, whenever we go over a 10-minute halt, that's where, we do want to be very, very cautious behind it, right? Again, Iggy Rapid, I love your alerts. Again, we just want to keep it credible as well. Again, maybe limit the onomatopoeias a little bit, and then let's stick with the credibility. I love it though. I love the enthusiasm, but again, we always want to make sure we're, making sure the chat knows, of course, what we're talking about and, know where we're looking. But again, great job as always. So as you guys know, I'm still looking for my play. I'm still looking for that nice rip. And I am still going to keep my eyes peeled over on AREV a little bit. I'm interested to see where WAFU comes out at. But as I said, that stock being halted definitely throws a little bit of a curveball into things, right? Well, that stock being halted definitely throws a little bit of a curveball into things, as a lot of people aren't going to want to play a stock that's been halted for over 10 minutes. This is where a little bit more fear kicks in. Why is it halted this long? What's going on with this play? All right, we have seen this before, where stocks are going to get halted for 20 minutes. I've seen stocks get halted for 3 hours before and not be T12 holds. Now, again, I don't really, we didn't even get too much volume on WAFU when it got halted. So right now we are going to see. I mean, there is credibility behind it with that agreement press release, and then also it is 1 million in float. I just want to see where this thing's going to come out at. We're going to keep this one on watch. Yep, Be Her Mersa. I remember that one. I remember that play. Yep. I think that was like AYTU. Again, I was in on a play for like 3 hours. It got halted. It gapped up really big and then just crashed. And I know a lot of people lost on that crash. So I made a ton of money from the gap up, and then I gave all my profits away to the chat for anyone who lost. So again, sometimes we see plays happen like that where stocks get halted for a very long time, and then when they come out, they just crash. So that's because the moment it comes out, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to get out of this play because I don't know why it's been halted for so long." Now, again, don't get your hopes up right now, guys. Okay, I'm not in on this play. Now, if I was in on this play with like 20,000 shares and it has a massive gap up, and you know what, I made a whole bunch of money, then yes, I would share the wealth. I like sharing the wealth, but right now I'm not in on that play. Hey, I don't mind sharing a little bit of profits here and there. If I make 9 grand and someone who wants to learn took a little bit of a loss, I don't mind paying for your loss as long as you stay inspired. So right here, WAFU, we're still looking for this nice move, nice rip. Seeing if we're going to get any sort of continuation. But we're not missing anything. We haven't missed anything yet. We saw a little bit of ONTX volume. We've seen a little bit of ONTX volume, but we have not missed one play. We have not missed one play. We have not, there's nothing that has passed us by that we said, I can't believe I didn't get in on that. WAFU is the number one top gainer in the market, still halted, right? ONTX, that one went on a little bit of a climb, but starting to give some back right here. HEPA right here, looking more for like a red to green move, right? So again, HEPA looking for a little bit more of like a red to green move, seeing if we're going to have any sort of continuation from there. All right, so right now, still watching. We got 3 minutes until it comes up towards a 20-minute hold. I know, Zilch fan. I know you didn't lose 10,000. Scheming your way into that free 10 grand. So again, if you're saying, well, Deck, WAFU, can we play something else then? If you're saying, WAFU, can we play something else if nothing else, if this stock is halted? Well, again, the thing is, where are we going to play? What's been the big issue so far? The big issue has been, we're not getting as much big volume right now, right? We're not getting as much big volume. We're not getting as much big time attention. So, HEPA, that one's looking for that red to green move. ONTX starting to fade on off. SSI, that one only had an earnings report. The past 3 days, we've had positive results on cancer trials, right? On cancer results. I mean, that's been huge. But right now, again, our biggest play has been halted now for 20 minutes. So, that kind of puts a little bit of as I said, a curveball into things. Right now, again, we're going to be coming up in about 2 minutes here to a 20-minute hold, and we'll see if this gets unhalted then. It looks like it's gonna. The bids are all the way up at 425. I mean, this thing looks like it's about to have a massive gap up. Maybe again, it's been halted so long just because everyone's gonna be flooding in on this play. I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, the bids are all the way up at 425. Even if they open up at 328 right here, that's still a really big gap up. I just feel like again, it's going to be a little bit crazy as people are going to try to run in on this play, and then also at the same time, some people are going to be nervous and lock in any sort of profits they may had just because the stock's been halted for so long. HEPA testing its VWAP, couldn't break it. Really quickly, gonna take off the mic, take off this hoodie. I wake up freezing every single morning. Then I get pretty hot as I go along, and now again, just now feeling nice and good. PING getting a little bit of hype. Ping hopping up on the high of the day momentum scanner and also breakout scanner. All right, so let's see here. PING going on a little bit of a move. Also, again, our previous supernovas. Do we have anything going on with our previous supernovas? ARAV. Nothing on ARAV. The stock started getting a little bit of potential after it hit $10. Look what happened. It got denied. So after it hit $10, guys, this stock got denied pretty good. So until that stock most likely either comes back up towards $10 or breaks $10, it's not going to be getting that hype. What about KRTX? Anything going on with KRTX? KRTX giving it a lot back today. Again, that was a $100 mover, giving back some gains right here. What else do we have? MYOV. How's MYOV right now? MYOV is just trying to hold right on that 200-day moving average. A possible break of that 1250 mark. MYOV may be able to get a little bit of volume. It is trying to consolidate. Maybe MYOV, possibility of our previous number one top gainer starting to get a little bit of volume. Right now, guys, 5 seconds until WAFU would be a 20-minute hold. Let's see. All eyes, WAFU right now. We're about to come up to the 20-minute mark. And we're even past that 20-minute mark right now. Past the 20-minute mark at this time. HEPA still looking for that possibility of the red to green move. I may look for a possible entry on MYOV. Again, MYOV, this one came out with positive phase 3 data. Right? So MYOV, this one came out with a 97% response rate, met its primary endpoints, achieving everything that it's done. It's been able to hold its gains the past 2 days. It does have support right around what area? 1207. So it has 1207 support, which is the 200-day moving average. Break of 1250, MYOV could possibly start moving. So I am going to be watching. Maybe MYOV could be a possibility for us today for a possible 1250 break, as that could lead to some nice ripping, some nice running for us. Again, guys, just a little heads up, we don't allow cursing in chat. We always want to keep it clean, keep it professional. Yeah, WAFU been halted too long. Moving on from this play. So again, WAFU halted for almost 25 minutes now. No longer interested here. Yeah, we're gonna be staying away. We're gonna be most likely staying away from that one. Yep, as you guys know, we always want to, have those nice, good chat rules, making sure we're all, being smart and keeping the chat clean the way we love it. That's the right thing. So again, let's keep it up. Right now, again, MYOV still keeping this play on watch because again, MYOV did come out with positive phase 3 results. Right now, I'm not in on MYOV. It's 957, but I'm definitely interested as that stock is picking up a little bit more volume towards it, and we could see a little bit of a break in the near future. So I am, watching MYOV, just a heads up on a possibility of a buy entry coming on up because that stock did have a very good press release 2 days ago, and it's, on its green side, right? I know some of you guys are also still looking over on HEPA, right, for that possible red to green move, but I'm looking a little bit more towards previous supernovas. IPWR, a little bit of hype. So I'm looking over towards this previous supernova. I'm going to turn off pre-market for a second. I think again that could possibly be a nice play for us. Maybe a slow and steady climber, work its way back up to $15. The stock again came out with a press release talking about meeting its endpoints on positive phase 3 trials. I mean, I like it. I think again there's a lot of good potential behind it. And if nothing else goes on, I think a lot of people would run over there. I think a lot of people would run over there and try to get involved with a play like that. So I am going to be keeping my eyes peeled over there for MYOV to see if that starts getting any sort of momentum or any sort of hype. MDR, I don't see that coming up on the high of the day momentum scanner. Oh, MDR getting a little bit of a move right here. So again, MDR also getting a little bit of hype. The stock's gone from 66 cents up to 87 cents. And we definitely seen volume be a little bit lower today. Volume's been a little bit lower today. Right now, again, no entries yet. Again, it says no records to display. You guys can see that's no entries yet. We are having MDR get a little bit of hype, so I'm going to put MDR on the top. I'm going to put WAFU on the bottom, and I'm going to move MYOV off to like my side level 2 to see if that gets any sort of hype. But MDR is starting to get some potential towards it. Thank you for the alert right there. And MDR, this stock, November 19th was the last press release. Today's the 21st. Filings, last press release was the 18th. So I am not seeing any reason right now for MDR to spike. I am pretty sure MDR is a low float play. Actually, MDR, look at this. I think that is, what is that? Okay, so what do we have right here? MDR came out with a press release that says MDR says its participation in the Russian petrochemical project is legal. So basically, they're coming out with a press release saying what they're doing is legal. I mean, I guess that's good news. I mean, it would be bad news if they said, "Hey, what we're doing right now is illegal." But yeah, that's 180 million in float, right? This is 180 million in float. Basically saying, that's just like that's. I just feel like that's a funny press release. It's doing well. You can see MDR is moving on up, but that's like any press release coming out and saying, "Hey, what we're doing is legal." It's like, are we supposed to, applaud that? Was it before that we were expecting that everything you were doing was illegal? So, right now, MDR going a little bit nice move so far from around 66 cents up towards around 95 cents, having a little bit of a pullback. Decent orders, though. At least it has some volume towards it, right? At least it has some volume towards it. At least it has some activity towards it. WAFU's on the bottom. Right now, MDR is starting to get a drop back on down. And that's the thing. A lot of traders right now, guys, are doing what? A lot of traders are just hungry. A lot of traders just want to make money. A lot of traders are just trying to get on top of it, right? So a lot of traders are definitely going after it at this time because we've been seeing so many breakouts lately. People are like, hey, let's have these breakouts continue. A lot of people ran over to WAFU, but a lot of people are still stuck in WAFU. A lot of people are still stuck in that play. HEPA, look at this. HEPA, are we just finally making our red to green move? HEPA trying to first get a little bit of a pop. So we finally have a little bit of that red to green move. So let's see if that can actually hold. Let's see if that can hold. Right now, going up on the top level two, volume's trying to hold on this play on HEPA right here. Trying to push through 425, 430 for a little bit of volume. If you're saying, Deck, are you going to buy this play? I need it to prove to me. I mean, everything again that we thought was going to get a little bit of hype, has started falling on down. And it's not even like, as I said, I thought we were going to see a lot of hype. The issue I had today, what was my number one issue in pre-market, was that we didn't have the same type of press releases we've been seeing the past 3 days. Right? We have not been seeing the same sort of press releases we have been seeing the past 3 days, and that's been the main issue. Right? So that's why I'm still leaning over towards some possible supernovas from the past few days to see if they get any sort of volume towards them. So right now you can see HEPA 31K order. Look at this, 31K order in the yellow right now. 31K order. That's going to help it spike a little bit. So 31K buy order at 431, and that's look at it's helping it spike. So again, notice that big order, and then we just hit a new high of the day on HEPA. So HEPA is trying to get a little bit of volume right here, as we just had that 131K order come through at 431. So that's still again trying to hold on up on that play and trying to keep on you know, keep pushing that one on up. So that 31K order, got a nice pop, got that nice move right here. Let's see, 450, a little bit of resistance. I am not in on this play. I am not in on this play. Just again, I am having a little bit of trust issues today with some of these stocks because I'm not seeing the same momentum. I'm not seeing the same breakouts. Again, be careful if you're looking for a short. We know these plays can squeeze. But I'm definitely, again, as I said, I'm having a little bit of trust issues with today so far, just because first off, WAFU got halted, it's still halted. Looking at previous top gainers, they're not running, and on top of that, we haven't seen any massive press releases today. So I like today that we're in a good market. I would love to see something continue to run, but I am having a little bit of trust issues getting in on a play just because of I'm not seeing the same exact momentum. Yeah, Dr. Kellogg, again, you got to be careful. You got to understand market conditions. It all comes down to press releases. If press releases are big and press releases are, people are excited about it, then guess what? Everyone's going to be excited and you'll be able to see nice big profit and be able to make nice big momentum. But the thing is, if you're not going to see those hot big press releases, momentum's going to be on a much lower scale. WAFU. We just come back. All right, let's switch up to the top real quick. WAFU is back up on the top. HEPA. So this one did have a gap up right here on WAFU up towards 370. Now it's back down towards around $3. Let's see if this, gap up right there or how long that halt is going to hurt this play, and is it just going to come right back on down? Or is this thing going to try to hold? Right now, again, you can see, look at the volume over on WAFU. You could look for a possible just like 1,000 shares to see if you can make some money out of it. And maybe it could start going on a little bit of a rip, but it is a scary play. WAFU is back. And let's see if it can, maybe start getting a little bit of volume. That break of $4 could lead towards a lot of big time potential. 440 is the old high all the way up here. So 440 is the old high all the way up here. It's still actually holding. It's actually still holding. Not too shabby at this moment. Volume is a little bit slower on this play. Right now it's starting to pick up. Rebreak of 350. Things are getting hotter. Things are getting a little hotter over on WAFU right now. Starting to come back up to $4. Stock most likely is going to get halted again. WAFU just re-halted. Just got re-halted again on WAFU. So just like that, this is the crazy one of the day. So as I've been saying, I don't HEPA is not going to be the crazy one on the day, most likely. Right? What is going to be the crazy one on the day? WAFU is going to be the crazy one of the day. Right? So we got another halt on WAFU. HEPA is a little bit, more slow and steady, it seems like. WAFU is kind of the wild child. But if this is another 20-minute halt, that's going to be really annoying. So if this is another 20-minute halt, um, then again it's going to be really annoying because that's just another time we have to wait for this whole entire period again. So we're going to see if we can get that $4 break. See if this is could continue to move on up. Still has that momentum. Still got momentum towards it. Had a little bit of a pullback back down towards around 285. Shot all the way up to 399. And the thing is, it's just 1 million in float. So what time did this get unholted at? It didn't pop up on the Holt scanner. Didn't pop up on the Holt scanner. But hopefully it's only a 5-minute hold. If it's only a 5-minute hold, then at least it'll be decent. The stock got halted right at 399. There's going to be some resistance at 450 ish. The newer IPO play. The stock just opened up back in April, right? Same exact thing when we look at like KRTX. KRTX opened up back in June. So I mean, maybe again, WAFU could turn into something magical, right? Maybe it could turn into something magical, but this play is going to most likely get a little wild. It's going to get unholted at halted at or unhalted, excuse me, at 10:04. Thank you. So that means it, probably had what had about a minute out of there. Got unhalted at 10:04. I got unhalted at 10:06. Excuse me, halted at 10:06. So we're at least waiting till 10:11. So we're at least waiting till 10:11. I may hop in on maybe 1,000 shares or so with a tight stop loss. I mean, I've been killing it this week. So if maybe something gets going, I can try to get a little bit of action towards it. See what happens on this play. So we're at least waiting until 10:11. But hopefully, again, we don't get another 20-minute hold. That would be awful. HEPA, again, still holding up, but that doesn't have really the mob towards it. It's still holding up, but it doesn't really have that mob towards it. I think a lot of people are still just, kind of looking at WAFU, even for the fact that WAFU was halted for 20 minutes. I mean, it still went on a nice little move right there. $5 would most likely be the target that a lot of people are looking for. A break of $5, things would get, really hot again. Even again, maybe a quick little crazy scalp. I'll even bring over my broker so you guys can see if I ever hop in on this play. So I'm covering up the bottom level 2 right now, just in case, I want to hop in on WAFU. You guys can see again exactly what I do, just so I'm always transparent as possible. All right, so if it's gonna get unhalted in the 5-minute time frame, it's gonna be within the next minute or so. Is HEPA forming a bull flag pattern? A little bull flag pattern. I could see that. I could see that. But I'm seeing more of what? I'm seeing more of a U-shaped pattern and then basically just consolidation. If you're saying, oh, is that like a spike with a flag? It's not really a spike because again, you just got above the open of the day. Right now it's more of HEPA just got back above the open and is just trying to consolidate above support. Bull flag pattern is more straight on up and trying to hold that play on in. Yeah, so WAFU, that's where I'm looking. If it's a 5-minute hold, it should be getting unholted within the next 45 seconds if it's a 5-minute hold. Again, yeah, you definitely want to limit order on these type of plays most likely. Sometimes again, if volume's just going crazy, I definitely could understand. Maybe again, just a low limit order all the way back on down. I gotta make this a little bit bigger. Help me out here for a second. Nope. Again, I would definitely try to look for a little bit more of a limit order. If things start going crazy, you can market order in, but most likely would have a bigger spread. WAFU. Let's see. Come on, don't be another 20 minutes for us. If it's another 20 minutes, I don't even think I'm gonna want to be in on this play just because it's gonna get halted again within another probably 5 minutes, even if it's up or down. Like if WAFU gets halted again, up or down, if it's another 20 minutes, it's just a lot of people will be like, all right, here we go, another 20 minutes we have to sit back through. So we're still waiting on this one, and this one is the crazy one of the day. This one's gonna be the crazy one of the day. It's not gonna, HEPA could kind of rotate this a little bit so you get a better visual. 455 is gonna be resistance, and you're gonna have 430 as your main support line. So again, you have a little channel right here, which is our 455 top resistance with our 430 support line. Right now, 1013. And again, I'm just kind of looking around. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything. I know it's been a little bit more slower right here. It's been a little bit more quiet, right? I definitely understand that. It's a little bit slower, a little bit more quiet. Look at HEPA, guys. HEPA just cracked support. Why did it get a nice drop right there? Why did the stock drop off? Right? We went over this yesterday. Right? We call this again the domino effect. Right? When we see, dominoes, what do we really, know about them? A lot of people, I used to do it when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys did it, but you used to stack up dominoes. And then what do? I knock them over and it goes, and it knocks them all over, right? Imagine if these were stop losses at a certain price, right? So this price right here, where's your bottom support? Your bottom support is 430, right? So if we have right here, let's say this line right here on the bottom, that is again our bottom support of 430, right? Now let's say the stock's falling, and for this example, again we're going to use this picture. This is stop losses at 429, right? This is again 428. This is 28. This is 27. This is 26. This is 25, right? When you sometimes have a support line break, what happens? The stock goes from what area? The stock goes down from 430 to 429. But since it hit 429 stop losses, it triggers the 428. And then the stock moves a little bit lower and it hits 427. And that stop loss triggers 426. And it goes a little bit lower since your stop loss was hit, and that triggers the 425s. And then from there, people start market ordering out, which knocks all over these. So again, sometimes again, when you see that you have support, you want to put your stop loss as high as you can up, because the stock most likely is going to have a domino effect where all these stop losses get hit at the same time and the stock drops on off because one hits another. If we have 100 people having a stop loss at 429, 428, that's most likely going to drop the stock towards around 423. And then everyone who has stop losses at 426, 425, 424, they get triggered, which puts the stop losses all the way back down to 417. Now again, the stock's falling down pretty good because it's hitting all these stop losses and try to catch up on all these stop losses. And then from there, people see that it's dumping, and then people hop out because it has negative momentum. So again, that's just, you guys see it. We have a support line, crack of support, the stock drops on off right there. All right, if this is a 10-minute halt, WAFU should be getting unhalted right now. WAFU is unhalted. WAFU is unhalted. Just got unhalted right here. And it is live at this moment. Stock is looking to still push on up a little bit. So again, still trying to push. WAFU right now is getting a little bit of that crazy momentum. A little bit of that crazy volume right here. $5 top resistance so far. $5 top resistance. We know that's not going to be an easy one to break, right? We know that's not going to be an easy one to break. A lot of people are still trying to push this on up, though. This is a scary one. If you're going to get in, again, limit orders are much better. This one is all over the place. We have 509, I believe was the high of the day. Right now, bids are still at 470. People are trying to push this one on up. A little bit scary to pull the trigger on because you don't know if it's going to be able to hold that $5 or not. Woo! Giving a little bit of a scary one right here. We know we have that top resistance. If it does start falling back on down, we're going to see if this can hold on up. Looking for that $5 break. It looks like it's going to get it. There it goes. It's starting to try to hold that $5 mark. Bids, though. Bids, again, still getting nervous at $5. High of the day is $5.25. Right now, bids are still trying to push this one on up a little bit. Bids, back down to 470. So it's a scary one because everyone's still, again, trying to push it to $5, but every time it goes above $5, it goes right back down towards around 490. You're really buying and hoping that it continues. That's the reason you're buying if you're getting in on this play. You're basically buying and hoping that it continues here. As you guys can see, here's my broker right here in front of you. Or excuse me, right here. There you go. It is a little bit all over the place. If anything, we could look for a little bit of a dip buy, right? But right now, again, traders are still looking for that $5 break. Traders are still looking for that $5 break. Where's the VWAP on this thing? Let's go with come on. Where is it? Right now, we're still moving on up. Here it is. So right now, there it is. So it finally got the break on WAFU. And as you guys could see, this is just a little bit of a crazy one. It's another crazy one over on WAFU. This one is now up 288%. This one is up 288% as everyone is just trying to fly into the play. Everyone's just trying to fly into the play that is finally getting a little bit of ripping towards it today. So again, congrats if you guys are in on this play. Obviously, things are a little bit wild on it, right? Things are a little bit crazy on this thing, obviously. But congrats if you guys are in on this. You guys probably just made some good cash. Support I see is probably back down towards around this 395-ish mark, back down towards around $4. All right, so again, this orange line right here could be a possible dip buy if it doesn't, crash and get halted. Right now, it's just trying to build $5. It's trying to build on $5 and break through that 550-ish mark. So it's trying to hold that $5 mark. And here's WAFU, the crazy one of the day. Crazy one of the day so far. $4 would be a nice support line if the stock does start coming back down to it. So I would like to see that. I would like to see maybe that pullback right back down to this orange, line right here. And this could, again, be our dip buy area. Yeah, a little bit risky to buy a low float stock like this on its way down, but that could be a dip buy area. Stock's trying to, still build right around that 555 mark. And I'm surprised that the stock held up so well for especially being in a 20-minute halt. 20-minute halt back to back almost. Went from a 20-minute halt to a 10-minute halt. Still trying to hold on up here. I know a lot of you guys are looking at it, and I know a lot of you guys are on the fence right now. Hey, Deck, is this a bull flag pattern? Can I buy this stock right here? Right? Can I buy this stock on, WAFU for this stock to be able to continue on up, or should I not chase it? The thing is, again, how many big time spikes have we seen that, we have basically chased, but the stock still just kept going, 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 going. But I know it's hard every single day because the stock has gone from about 180 up to what? $5, which is definitely a massive chase. It's up 319%. But in the last few days in this market, what have we seen? We've seen $5 all the way up to $100, right? So, I mean, things can get a little bit crazy. Right now, WAFU trying to set itself up in a little bit of a bull flag pattern. Stock's getting some momentum right now. If anything, again, I would like to maybe get a little bit of a dip buy. That could be a nice entry. Get a nice little dip buy. Definitely a crazy one right now. How much volume's in on this play? 839,000. Its usual volume is only 8,000. Right now, it's trying to build at $5 support. Right now, it's trying to build and trying to hold at $5 support at this time.